Hi, my name is Zach Adams. I'm 21 years old and I'm a third year at Harvard studying for a bachelor's and master's in mathematics with a secondary in educational studies. I'm from Coventry, England, and moved to the US in 2022 for my studies and go back home during university holidays. At university, I'm a course assistant and teaching fellow in maths and applied maths courses, where I hold office hours to answer questions on the homeworks to help support that learning process, where I teach content in sections. I also hold midterm reviews to help them study for exams, as well as grading their homework and giving the feedback to the students. Then, when I come home, I work at President Kennedy School, my former school that I spent 7 years of my life at, working with people to think a bit more aspirationally and to make opportunity match talent, particularly through university applications to both the UK and the US. Truth be told, I shouldn't be at my university. I should not be a Harvard student, whether you look at that through stereotypes or through statistics. I ticked every box for widening participation: ACORN, Polar, low income, single parent household, state educated. You name it, I probably ticked it. But I ended up at Harvard. And so my work in further education at my old school is to show people what's possible. I remember the initial impact that my decision of going to Harvard had on the school. They all called me Harvard. Some of them didn't even know my name, but they knew I went to Harvard. And they shared this message of, he's number one, he went to Harvard, he's the best we've ever had. As the first student to apply to the US academically and go to Harvard, these students thought I was someone else. I was being treated almost like an anomaly. But through my work, we've slowly started to change the perspective we look at that event from, and we've changed it from he's an anomaly to if he did it, why can't I? And this has been the main positive of my journey. I didn't want to be glorified or be made out to be a hero of some form. I just wanted people to realize that they could do what I've done. So when I'm working with these young people, primarily on university applications, we're working on who they want to be and how they want their future to look, and I've had a great time working with them to help give my advice. One of my proudest moments was in fact having two girls last year get into the US on full tuition scholarships from President Kennedy School. This was a huge achievement because it meant I no longer existed in isolation. Instead, this was a common trend of getting US admissions that was bound to repeat itself again. And when I've been working in further education, I've been motivated by that process. And I think that's also what's encouraged me to stay in the setting. I know I'm talking about going to the US, which is an incredible achievement and one that might be a bit wilder than others may think. But even those benefits of watching people get into their dream university, whether that's just down the road, 10 miles away, 20 miles away, the other side of the country, or in a completely different country, every single one inspires and motivates me to do more. And what's allowed me to stay in this setting for long enough is to have the trust from the President Kennedy team supporting me in what I'm doing and allow me to work with young people and giving me the independence and their students the autonomy to help make their best decisions. They've also allowed me the chance to speak at other schools through their multi-academy trust, where I've been able to speak to sixth form students across 5 schools in Coventry and help them to make more informed decisions about university. There's so many misconceptions that come not through mispractice, but come through the assumptions of our background. I didn't think I could afford Harvard. I didn't think Harvard was for me, but now I can confidently say I belong here. But for many, they never make that jump to belonging. I find great benefit in supporting young people in realizing, actually, Harvard has funding for me. Actually, I belong at this university and I can do well at this university, which is my work at President Kennedy and hopefully will be my work continuing past my degree when I get it next year. The impact on the local community has been one that's been absolutely amazing. I've featured in the local news, I've featured my mentees in the local news, and I've got a slight presence online that has allowed me to share my views on education and the support that's available, and has allowed me to mentor students at around 200 or so through LinkedIn, where I've never charged a single penny. I believe opportunity doesn't match talent, but when we show individual stories and we build that relatability, serious change can be made for the better. My journey in further education has only started recently, within the past 2 years when I picked up my A-level results in 2022. but it's one that has been filled with different challenges, different conversations, and incredible individuals on every single date that I've entered that school building, and it's one I'm continuing to look forward to in the future. Further education has been quite stressful in helping other students. There's been unique challenges, and sometimes days just seem to drag on for a while through different tasks. But it's one where at the end, we're watching individuals go on their own paths. And I think work would be a lot easier if everyone did the same thing. But instead, there's an innate beauty in watching people discover who they want to be and what they want to do. And that's why I think I will be sticking around in further education for the long run after just having a small glimpse of this industry as a university student.